Stop trading your P&L, your profit and loss on a trade. Because as soon as you look at how much money you're making on a trade, it's going to have an emotional impact on you, and it could get you out the trade too early because it could go on and make far more money according to your profit target on your strategy. So as soon as you look at how much you're making on a trade, it's going to have an emotional impact on you of how much you value the money that you're making. For example, if you're making £500 in a trade and you've never made £500 in a trade before and you think £500 is a lot of money, as soon as you look at that in your broker, you're going to snatch the profits, you're going to close the trade down because you feel that that is a lot of money. Now, what's happening here is you're trading on emotion. You're not trading your profit target for your strategy. And this is exactly what happened to me yesterday. Look, I'm not a perfect trader. I don't think anyone's a perfect trader. But what happened yesterday was classic, how years of experience told me to stay into the trade no matter what. I was going for my profit target and I was sticking to my profit target, and I was not going to watch and look at and stare at my P&L. Let's dive in, I'll show you the example. So this is a classic example of why you should let your profits run to the strategy's profit target. All right, so let's show you here. On Wednesday, in fact on Tuesday, I had a trend predictor long, a green arrow saying the next day the market's going to go up, okay? And it did. I made over £4,400, but that's not the story, okay? That's not exactly what happened prior to making that. So on Wednesday, it's mentorship day at Trading College here. All of our clients get into a room, we meet every month, and we look at the strategies, you know, we go through everything, the psychology of trading and all this. And this was brilliant to happen in front of the clients to show them what the market's all about and not to trade your P&L. So I'm thinking on Wednesday, and that's when we had the day, all right, that this dollar yen's going to shoot up because of the strategy. The strategy is irrelevant at the moment. Now, the market pushes up that day. I'm up £700. It's working really nicely. Then throughout the rest of the day, suddenly it came all the way back down to £60 profit. Now I'm up £700 in front of, you know, I'm looking pretty cool in front of my clients. But if I'd have taken the money, that £700 profit, I would not have stuck to my trade strategy. I would have rather been stopped out or maybe a break-even trade and let it run to its profit target, then just take that, you know, £700 and break my rules of just getting out the trade too early. So even though it would have been impressive to make £700 in front of my clients, the real learning was stick to the profit target and do not deviate away from it, because if you take the profits too early, you're never going to get the account to grow, guys. All right, so it dropped down. It was pretty much at break even, but my stop was in the same place. Okay, my objective for the trade was for it to run all day and into the next day. That was my profit target and my objective for the trade. My job was to stick to the profit target, all right, by managing risk. I knew what my risk was on the trade, so I accepted my risk at the start of when I placed the trade. But as soon as it shoots up £700, maybe some people just look at the P&L, wow, this is a lot of money, and then snatch the profits before it even reaches their profit target. Now, a little thing you could do, guys, is if you ever feel uncomfortable in a trade, get the stop to break even and bank half the profits, okay? So you go into your brokerage, you'll get up the actual trade that you're in, you drop your position size by 50% and just bank half, because as soon as you do that, you've got some profit banked, okay? And you de-risk the trade. Now, the profit isn't yours. It is unrealized profits until you do close the position, all right? So the learning is here, look, you've got to get good at sticking to your profit target. And that was the difference between a £700 profit or a £4,500 profit in just a couple of days. Look, I hope it helps, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I think these little learnings for you are, these little nuggets are crucial for your long-term success. And, it happens to people that are very experienced traders as well. As you continue to place more and more trades, you get more and more experience and you get closer to where you want to be, okay, as a trader. And this, the learning for me and my clients was that stick to your profit target, because, okay, some you're going to get stopped out where you could have had £700. But if you've got a good trading strategy and you've back tested it well, they're going to run to their profit target. And that's the key, sticking to it by not looking at your P&L, because as soon as you do that, the emotion kicks in. All right. Hope it helps, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll speak to you soon.